Hey guys, so glad you are here joining me back at the cottage. Today I want to share with you 10 small minimalist habits that will completely transform your life. So I've been living a minimalist lifestyle for about 5 years now, and I have seen tremendous benefits. These benefits didn't just come to me overnight. They kind of trickled through by some of the changes that I decided to make in my lifestyle. And as you know, habits are those little decisions and actions that you choose to do on a daily basis that kind of add up to something bigger. So you might start out doing them, almost forcing yourself to do them because you know it's good for you. And eventually those actions become habits. They become subconscious, and you just kind of do them out of reflex. You don't have to think about them much. And that's the point that I am at with these 10 items I'm going to share with you right now, and they've been so transformative. I'm excited for you to get this information and to start transforming your life as well. The first habit is to wake with a heart of gratitude and contentment. And probably the biggest transformation that I saw in my minimalist journey was just being able to have the headspace for gratitude. You've probably heard it said that a clear space equals a clear mind, and I believe that is so true. When I used to have piles of clutter laying around and lots of clutter going on in my head, I never was able to just sit in that peaceful spot of contentment. And now that all that physical and emotional clutter has kind of gone by the wayside, I'm able to fully appreciate the blessings that I have in my life. A loving husband, a beautiful family, a comfortable home to live in, and even just appreciating the seasons of life. The winter time here in Minnesota with its freezing and cold and snow, all the way to the hot summer days. Just everything is just a lot more clear, and I'm just so much more thankful and grateful for every moment. I like to start my day with a prayer or a little bit of a devotion, and this just kind of helps me get off on the right foot, and it really does carry me through the day to be content in all sorts of moments throughout the day. The second minimalist habit that I want to share with you is to make the bed. And this is something that I've actually been doing for a very long time, long before I ever started a minimalism journey. And you've probably heard this mentioned on other videos time and time again, but it's worth mentioning again, and I am fully in support of this because it's such a small thing that you can do every day, but it really does reap many benefits. It just sets you up for success right away in the morning. I used to have to force myself to make the bed just because I liked the way it looked. I didn't necessarily even like making the bed. I forced myself to do it. Now it is reflexive. I just do it right away when I wake up every morning, seeing the room basically put together, because a bed takes up so much of the surface area of a room. It's just such a good win, and it sets you up for other wins throughout the day. So if you don't make your bed, I think you should start doing that now. The next habit is to drink plenty of water, and this one is pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to go into much detail, but water is 100% my beverage of choice. In fact, I'd say I have a minimalist palate when it comes to drinking because I pretty much exclusively drink water. As you know, water has many benefits such as clearer skin and better digestion. I also feel like it helps just keep me refreshed and motivated throughout the day. And if you're someone who doesn't drink a lot of water and you want to start, I would suggest starting by just changing one of your drinks each day to water, and then eventually kind of upping that amount, and eventually that you might be all 100% at water, or you at least be getting more water than you're getting now. And I think you're going to see the benefits to this one pretty quickly. The fourth habit is to be present in the moment, and this is one that I had to work extremely hard at. I'm still not perfect at, but I'm getting a lot better. And as an adult, we have a lot going on in our minds. We are trying to multitask and do a lot of different things all at once, and it's hard for us sometimes to just sit back and just really soak in that moment in time. And I remember my mom used to say that time goes by a lot faster the older that we are, and I didn't really understand that until about the last 5 to 7 years, and literally I feel like my kids have grown up in the blink of an eye, and I really want to make sure I savor the moments, not only the good times but also the bad times, really just to be present in that moment and to feel all of the emotions. And through minimalism, I've been able to kind of curb out those distractions because I am not thinking about, oh, I have to do this or that. I have my own schedule, my own routine, and I'm confident in it enough that I'm able to consciously kind of separate myself from that for a moment in time, so that if my husband and I have an hour of time or a half an hour that we can sit down and work on a puzzle, for example, I can just fully be present in that moment and just enjoy it and then move on to the next task when that time is over. The habit of being fully present in the moment is completely freeing and gratifying. The next minimalist habit that I want to share with you is to keep a budget. And a lot of people get scared of budgets because they think they're a little too constricting, or they are always going to have to say no to everything because they're bound down to the budget. But I've actually found budgeting to be very freeing. When you first start out, it is a little tricky, but once your finances are in check, it really is very enlightening and liberating, and you can start making some different choices for your life. You can save up for things that you never could have dreamed that you could have saved up for. You can get out of debt. You can just really open up that headspace like I was talking about earlier. Just clear your mind of that, because financial problems can be very, very heavy weighing on the mind, and that's going to take up some mental space that you could be using for other things. And so really getting that finance in check is going to be very important, and the best tool that I found to be able to do that is to have a budget. So this is one habit that might be a little bit more time consuming at the beginning, but it's one that is well worth the effort in the end. Habit 6 is to maintain clear, flat surfaces. And there's something about flat surfaces that just make us want to pile things on them. And we seem to forget that flat surfaces such as tables and countertops and desks are meant to be working spaces. And if they're piled high with clutter, there's no way that we're getting any work done there. We're just going to be distracted by the clutter. I've made it a habit to clear off any flat surfaces after every single use. So the countertops, the table, the bathroom vanities, these will get cluttered for a moment in time as I'm doing my work, and then once I'm done, I put everything away so that it's clear once again. And the greatest benefit of this is how easy it is then to go into the next phase when you're ready to cook another meal, for example. You don't have to spend time and energy worrying about clearing off the mess from before. It's all set up, it's all ready to serve its purpose as a working space, and you can just go ahead and get to it right away. The next habit is making mindful decisions. And if you think about decision making, it really all boils down to either saying yes or no. And that can be very difficult for a lot of people. It's very black and white. And just being mindful, when I say that, I basically mean like thinking about how these decisions are going to align with your own life, your own values, and your own abilities and your time, and being able to say yes to the things that do align and no to the things that don't. If you're making purchases, for example, saying yes to something that you know is high quality, even if it costs a little bit more, you know that it's going to be around a lot longer. It's something that you truly value and you want to spend your money on. It can help you, being mindful can help you say yes to that. It can also help you say no to things like maybe volunteering for something that, doesn't go along with your own beliefs, or you don't have time to do it. You're able to say no. Decision making can be difficult and frustrating at times, but being mindful really helps to take that pressure off and really helps you to know that you are making the right decision for you and your life. Habit 8 is to embrace the feeling of space. A lot of people probably shy away from trying a minimalist lifestyle because they're scared to be confronted with empty space. So often as humans, we associate fullness with happiness and success. Full bellies, full bank accounts, full schedules, you name it. We always think that full is better. And I have found it to be extremely gratifying, especially in my own home, to take a non-cluttered approach. Having only a few useful furniture pieces and minimal accessories helps me to really appreciate the things that I do surround myself with. I feel that a simplified house is exactly what our family enjoys here at Arrow Hill Cottage. It's like a breath of fresh air away from all the fullness and busyness and hustle and bustle of the world. It's our little sanctuary of clear space. The next transformative minimalist habit is to pack lightly. As freeing as it is to have fewer things in your home, that also translates to when you leave your home. Whether you're going on a trip to the store or you're going on an extended vacation, having less things with you to carry along and weigh you down and to manage is definitely a benefit. And so if you really stop to think about what items you need in that purse or that suitcase, you're going to find that it's actually a lot less than a person really, I guess, thinks about. A lot of people get hung up on the idea that they need to plan for a lot of different scenarios if this were to arise or if this were to happen. But in reality, in today's day and age, 9 times out of 10, maybe 9.5 times out of 10, you can find that item that you maybe didn't pack with you at a local store, and it's really not a big deal. So packing lightly is definitely a habit that I think you should give a try. And the final minimalist habit that I want to share with you is to do a nightly reset. I'm talking about making sure the dishes are washed and put away, the floor is swept, the toys and clothes are all tidied and put away. And basically, when you wake up in the morning, you're not confronted with these little tasks that you are going to set you back from the things that you need to accomplish in the new day. And it really is a time saver, even though it does take you a little time the night before. In the morning, it's such a time saver, and you're off to just a great start. This has been a transformative habit in my life, and I know if you try it, it will be for you as well. So there you go. Those are 10 minimalist habits that can help transform and simplify your life. If you're not doing these already, I definitely suggest that you give them a try. And if you have a habit that I didn't list that you have found to be transformative in your own life, go ahead and give me a comment down below. I'd love to chat about that down there. Remember that habits are little decisions that you make on a daily basis that eventually become routine and subconscious. So even though they might start out being a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a struggle that you have to work towards, eventually you will reap those benefits and you will be sailing through with a more simple lifestyle. And I hope that you'll give these a try. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and I hope that you'll stop by the cottage again really soon.